everyone, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. Today I'm going to be using products that need more love in my collection, talking a little bit about products I don't intend to buy and products that are intriguing me but I am very on the fence about. So if you're interested in what I come up with, please keep watching. So today I'm just going to do a very basic makeup look using some Guerlain and some Chanel, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the new Guerlain collection that has just come out and a few Danessa Myricks products, and just how I'm just feeling a general malaise about makeup. So just to get started off on the makeup right away, I have done my skincare, I have done my sunscreen, I've done my brows, I've primed my lids, and I've primed my face. So I am going to start off with the Guerlain Ombres G Undressed Brown. This is one of the few non-limited edition palettes that I have in my collection. I'm not saying that as a humble brag, I'm just saying usually when I purchase a palette from a luxury brand, it tends to be a limited edition palette just because that is what I tend to invest my money in. So this is actually the only palette of the Ombres G that I have that is not limited edition. All the other ones have the interesting covers on them or for holiday collections. But this one is far and away one of my favorite palettes. I just love this. This came out in fall of 2023. It is beautiful. It is so versatile, and I was just swatching it after not having used it for a really long time, and it is still so pigmented. So what I'm going to do is just do a couple colors. I'm going to take a crease brush and go into the matte brown, and you do not need a lot with this, and I'm just going to put that on the outer V. As you can see, these colors, that's just the tiniest bit, and this is so pigmented. I am wearing the ABH Eye Primer, which is very brightening. Going to blend that out a lot. So if you do follow makeup, you know that, or new makeup releases, you know that Guerlain recently released their Majestic Feathers collection. I think this is their summer collection. It's a limited edition collection. It comes with two new quads that don't have, I don't know if they're limited, but they have the regular shiny packaging. They don't have any special packaging. They came out with a new Terracotta product like this, and they came out with a new Meteorites blush in a new shade, and they came out with a few lipsticks in really beautiful feather adorned cases for their Rouge G. Now, I have one of the old cases. I bought it right before they switched over their packaging to gold. I think they used to be silver and now they're gold, and they don't exactly fit with the new ones, and I know a lot of people were upset about that. I have not bought any of the new ones. I just have one of the old ones. It's engraved, so I don't plan on getting rid of it. But the collection is outwardly very decorative, very interesting. Something a couple of years ago I probably would have been all over, but just having the amount of Guerlain products, especially Terracotta and Meteorites products that I have, and owing to the fact that the quads they released in this collection are incredibly either not my color story or very neutral. One of them, there's two color stories. One of them basically looks like a cool toned version of this or some other palette that they already have, and the other is that sort of green olive gold camo color story. A couple of people, or a bunch of people, have been doing this story lately. Eldridge just released her own sort of desert khaki version of this in her line. Victoria Beckham released an olive palette in her new release collection, and it's been a very trending color story for this summer, that sort of khaki, olive, and brown color story, olive and tan and brown. It's been a thing this summer, and it's not for me. I don't love greens. I've said this before. I love a bright emerald green. I think it looks really pretty, but I don't love olivey, dirty, grungy greens. I know some people just live for those, but they're not for me, and I've sort of been through this cycle before. I'm just taking some of this light shade right here on my finger, and I'm going to apply that to the eye. This is super brightening and pretty. I love this palette so much. But because those two color stories don't really do anything for me, and I'm still hemming and hawing about their regular line palettes like Imperial Moon and things like that, they're already very expensive. So I have chosen not to pick anything up. The things that I am most intrigued by in that collection are the Terracotta bronzing powder. It has a beautiful feather pattern in it with, I think it's a spray over. It's usually a spray over, and it might have a little bit of tan color in it and a little bit of pink or red in it. I haven't really looked at it close, but it's not interesting enough when I have things like this in my collection. This is the Superbloom from a couple years ago. They actually just released this in a shinier formula earlier this year. But this is, you know, what I'm going to be using for blush today. But I have plenty of items like this. I have the leopard print one from last holiday. I have a couple others that I haven't even touched because I love the embossing and the design too much. I just don't feel like that feather pattern and the colors that are in it are particularly special enough. I'm kind of on the fence about whether I think that or not. I might look at it again and go, no, I need that. Or if it goes on sale. I don't know how sought after this collection is. I just know Guerlain has not been doing much for me lately. I'm going to go in with Espresso. This is the long-lasting eyeliner from Chanel. And then the other thing that would most interest me in that collection would be the meteorites, because they are a different, beautiful blush color. And I think it is really interesting. I don't have any of the meteorites in the blush formula. I have a couple different versions of the finishing powders in the limited edition cases. I'm assuming those are very, very popular and are probably sold out right now, but I don't really know. I know luxury has been struggling lately, so maybe not, but that would be the only other thing that I would be interested in purchasing. So let me know in the comments if you think that would be something worth my while to try those meteorites if they're available. And I might consider picking them up if that's something that you're interested in seeing, because I do have others to compare it to, and I can compare it to my Chanel blushes and just see what I think. But I am not interested in just picking it up on a whim. I have been honestly spending my money on other things lately. I did buy some things from the Ulta sale that recently happened. I picked up two of these two Noir Allure mascaras. So I picked up one that I open now and one I'll be opening when this one's over. Chanel is never included in sales ever, so I don't know what's going on. You can tell luxury is struggling when Chanel goes on sale, because that doesn't happen ever. So I went and picked these two up because I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, but I needed a new one, so I picked up two. They were on sale. That's my excuse. So that is basically my purchase for June. I'm filming this June 29th. I don't think I'll be picking anything up tomorrow, today. I don't know, maybe. But the two mascaras is basically my makeup purchases for June. It's still a lot of money. It's like $75 for two mascaras, which is a lot. It's not great, but that's all I spent. That's all I got. So let me know what you think about the Majestic Feathers collection from Guerlain. What are you interested in from that collection? Do you think any of the color stories from either of the quads are really interesting to you? Are you a person who's into olivey, grungy green color stories? The only look I've really seen in the campaigns for this collection are sort of a golden eye with a deep red lip, which is like, I can do that. I don't need a special collection for that. I will say I was briefly tempted by the Lisa Eldridge release, even though those are not my colors. just because it's Lisa Eldridge. I have not had a chance to try anything of hers. I really wanted to purchase something when I was in Dublin last year when I went to their Space NK, but there was nothing. The shelves were empty for Lisa Eldridge. They were not restocked, so that was really disappointing. But I've been wanting to try her stuff for a really long time. I just have been not wanting to order off the website and convert from pounds to dollars. I know it's easy, I know whatever, I just don't want to deal with it. I would just like to be able to purchase it from one of the places where it's easier to purchase from, but that hasn't happened. So I've been really interested in her lipsticks, her velvet lipsticks, for a really long time. I've been very interested in her eyeshadow. They are 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. Some of them look absolutely beautiful. So I'm always interested when Lisa Eldridge comes out with something new. The price point for me has just always been, and I don't know why it's specifically for her. I think I think I'm just afraid I'm gonna use it wrong or something. I don't know. I've certainly bought far more expensive things for far fewer legitimate reasons, but I just haven't dipped my toe into her brand. But hopefully someday. But I don't feel like this release is the release for me. I would rather wait for something that really hits me. And the only person who's really hitting me right now with any sort of innovation, color stories, interest is Danessa Myricks, and they're specifically her eye products. And I have a lot of eyeshadow, I'll admit that, and I don't necessarily have anything super different from what she's releasing right now. It's just that my products are much older. But she released that Freedom palette last year, or a couple of years ago. She released that $128 Freedom palette. It had 3 interchangeable pans. I did not pick that up, 1, because of the price, 2, because I felt like I didn't need that many sparkly duochrome, multi-chrome shades where I was at in my makeup life. It's just not where I was, and you know, I do regret not being able to pick that up. I don't necessarily regret not spending the $128. I just wish that it was something that I could work towards at some point. But anyway, I can't get that one. So what she recently released a Freedom palette in pastel colors. So there were 3 matte pastels and 3 duochrome / multi-chrome pastels, and I was really wanting. The minute that hit Sephora, I was looking for it, and it was already sold out for, I don't know if they just put it up for Rouge and all the Rouge bought it, or if it was up for VIBs and it just sold out right away. But by the time that I checked the website, the thing has been sold out. It stayed sold out. It might have come back once or twice on Danessa Myricks' site, or maybe Sephora, and I'm just not fast enough or clued in enough anymore. But I have not been able to find it. It's a $48 palette for 6 shades. It's again a lot, but it's not as much as I'd pay for a quad for Chanel. And I am just so intrigued by what she is doing with formulas. She makes it so easy to be creative and to play, and she's just her brand is just the only one that's really doing anything for me creatively right now, or really sparking interest. And so she is supposed to be releasing at the end of this month, actually maybe tomorrow or July 1st, she is releasing these duo eyeshadow sticks. So one side is a foil and one side is like a multi-chrome or a sparkle shimmer shade. Those look so interesting, and I would really love to try those, especially because I do really like eye crayons a lot more than I ever have, and just I am so interested in them. The price doesn't intimidate me too much. The only thing that makes me hesitate is that I do have a lot of makeup. So let me know if you would be interested in seeing me try out these shadow sticks. I'll probably get at least one to try out and see how I feel. I love her formulas, especially her multi-chrome formulas, her foil formulas. Again, she just seems like someone who's doing something that's really vibing with what I am interested in makeup right now. And it would be something new to try, and I'm really wanting something new to try. Not that I don't love my Guerlain, not that I don't love my Chanel products. I use them all the time. I just have lost a lot of my passion for buying and following makeup content, and I've sort of transferred my creative process, even though I do sit down at my vanity every day before work and I sit down and intentionally do my makeup because it is something I like to do for me. I have been creatively pursuing other things like journaling and creative journaling, writing, reading, just getting my energy, my creative energy out in those ways. And I haven't been super inspired to purchase and play with all kinds of new things. It's always fun to do that. I will say I'm not over like the purchasing and playing with new makeup items. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm so over that, I'm so beyond that. I'm not. I really, really enjoy that. But there's been nothing. Even the Le Beige release has done really, really nothing for me. I briefly thought about getting one of the Le Beige highlighting duos because those were part of the Ulta sale. But I couldn't justify it to myself. Not even for my channel, not even for my content. I've never wanted to just buy things to make content. I actually want to use them and show people how I incorporate them into my routine with all of my other stuff and how I make it work for me. I didn't mean to make this video like a huge bummer or anything. I just wanted to be honest about how I'm feeling about makeup right now. I'm not saying it's super hard for me to do what I'm doing. I'm just sitting down and doing my makeup. It's hard for me sometimes to talk and do my makeup sometimes, hence the scatterbrain nature of this video. And why I tend to just be quiet and do my makeup. Because I feel like that's probably more relaxing for you. But I just wanted to get that out there and tell you how I'm feeling about certain things in the makeup community right now, just personally for me, and where my energy has been spent lately in terms of creativity, just so you know where I am at, and if it feels like I'm not putting effort or care into my channel, that's not it. I do want to show up for you every week and put out content, and not just filler content. I really want to be able to provide content that is meaningful to you and that keeps me accountable in my own makeup buying process. I keep avoiding saying the word journey because I don't like that word. It's not a journey. It can be a journey for you. It's just not a journey for me. It's just a creative outlet for me. So I will have all of these products listed down below. If I'm not saying what they are, they'll be listed in the description box. So this is the finished look, and as I said, I use my Guerlain products. So I use the Guerlain Terracotta Superbloom. This was from a couple of years ago. I used that on my cheeks today. I also use the Ombres G Undressed Browns. Hope that's not shining too much, but that is what I used today. And so as I was saying, I want to make content that feels not rushed and not like filler content. And I am also struggling with feeling a little bit burnt out just because of the time of year. It's nothing to do with my subscribers, nothing to do with feedback, nothing really to do with not liking makeup anymore. It's just I am creatively leaning towards other things right now that grab my interest a little bit more. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to sit down and make makeup content or that I don't care about makeup. It just means I'm suffering a little bit of burnout, and that's normal. That's not something I'm complaining about. It's just something that's very real for me right now. But like I said, I do want to show up and provide you guys with content that isn't filler, that feels authentic, and that feels like you're actually getting something from it, or that I am providing someone to be with for a little while you're doing your own makeup. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and my thoughts on new releases, and I hope that you are having a wonderful summer. It has been so hot here. I'm filming this on Sunday because yesterday I just wanted to get out and walk and be in the sun and in the air, obviously with sunscreen on, but I didn't want all my makeup melting off. So this is the first time this weekend I've worn makeup, and I enjoy sitting down and doing this and making me feel a little bit more like myself when I do this. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I know the air conditioner has been going on and off and you can hear the fans. Again, that's just life in my house. I'm not going to turn off my air conditioning to make a video. It's not anything about disrespecting my viewers. It's about my own comfort in my own home. So I need the air on to be able to function. But thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome. All of them will be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.